Space looks gorgeous in the photos. Soft glowing nebulae, spiral galaxies like pinwheels, that calm black velvet dotted with stars. It's a lie of scale. Almost every place we've ever pointed a telescope is somewhere that would kill you in a heartbeat, in ways your body isn't even built to imagine. So here's a tour, a countdown of the genuinely worst real estate in the universe, all of it real, all of it out there right now. And the most unsettling part isn't any single one of these places. It's what they quietly say about the tiny warm rock you're standing on. Start close to home with the monster in our own basement. 27,000 light-years from here, at the dead center of the Milky Way, sits Sagittarius A star, a black hole 4 million times the mass of the Sun. In 2022, we finally photographed it, a dark circle wrapped in a ring of doomed, glowing gas. Everything in our galaxy, including you, is quietly orbiting this thing. It's calm for now. But a black hole is less an object than a hole in the floor of reality, and this one is the drain our whole galaxy turns around. If that sounds bad, it's a kitten next to the biggest one we've ever found. Out near the edge of the visible universe is a black hole called Ton 618, and it weighs around 66 billion suns. Read that again. That's heavier than every single star in the Milky Way added together. Fall toward one of these giants and gravity pulls harder on your feet than your head, stretching you into a thin strand of atoms, a process physicists cheerfully named spaghettification. Nothing comes back across that edge. Not light, not information, not you. Now let's visit a corpse. When a star far bigger than the Sun dies, it can leave behind a neutron star, and there's a famous one buried in the Crab Nebula, the wreckage of an explosion people watched in the year 1054. It spins about 30 times every second, sweeping beams of radiation across space, like a lighthouse built by something that hates sailors. And the star itself is where physics starts to break. It crushes more mass than the Sun into a ball the size of a city. 1 teaspoon of it would weigh about 1 billion tons. Try to stand on the surface, and its gravity would flatten you into a smear 1 atom thick before you even knew you'd landed. But a neutron star has an evil twin, and it's worse. A rare few of them are magnetars, and they carry the strongest magnetic fields in the known universe, roughly 1,000 trillion times stronger than Earth's. Here's how scared you should be. In December 2004, a magnetar called SGR 180620, sitting maybe 50,000 light-years away on the far side of the galaxy, had a single glitch, a starquake. In 0.2 of 1 second, it released more energy than the Sun puts out in 250,000 years, and even from that absurd distance, the blast measurably disturbed Earth's upper atmosphere. Get within 1,000 miles of a magnetar and its field would simply dissolve the atoms you're made of. Your chemistry would stop being possible. Time for a change of temperature, and it's not a comforting one. About 5,000 light-years away sits the Boomerang Nebula, and it holds a genuinely strange record. It's the coldest known place in the entire universe. 1 degree above absolute zero, roughly minus 272 Celsius. That's colder than deep space. It's colder than the faint afterglow of the Big Bang itself, which makes the boomerang the one natural object we know of that's actually colder than the background temperature of the universe. A dying star is exhaling gas so fast that the expansion refrigerates it below the cold of space. Let's talk about being alone, because the universe has ways of doing lonely that will hollow you out. Drifting between the stars are rogue planets, worlds with no sun at all, flung out of their solar systems to wander the dark forever. There may be billions of them in our galaxy alone. Picture a world like Earth in permanent, total night, its oceans frozen down to the rock, falling through the black at thousands of miles an hour, with nothing to orbit and no dawn ever coming. There are probably more of these homeless worlds out there than there are stars. But the loneliest place isn't a planet. It's a hole in the universe called the Boötes Void. It's a bubble of almost nothing, about 330 million light-years across, and where it should hold roughly 2,000 galaxies, it holds around 60. The emptiness is so total that there's a famous line about it. If humanity had grown up in the middle of the Boötes Void, we wouldn't have known other galaxies existed until well into the 20th century. We'd have looked up and quite reasonably believed we were all there was. And I've saved the one that unnerves me most for last, because it isn't a place, it's a pull. Our galaxy is not sitting still. The whole Milky Way, all 400 billion stars of it, is being dragged through space at around 600 kilometers a second toward a single point. We call it the Great Attractor, and the maddening thing is we can't get a clean look at it, because it sits directly behind the dense, star-clogged plane of our own galaxy, hidden in a region astronomers literally call the zone of avoidance. Something out there, a couple 100 million light-years away, has the gravity of tens of thousands of galaxies, and it's reeling us in, and we still can't fully say what it is. So that's the tour. A drain at the center of the galaxy, a giant that eats light, a lighthouse of the dead, magnets that unwrite matter, a cold beyond cold, worlds lost in the dark, an emptiness that could have hidden the entire universe from us, and an invisible thing pulling us all somewhere we never chose. And here's the part that should actually get you. Every one of those is normal. The universe is overwhelmingly built out of extremes like these. The rare thing, the genuinely strange and precious exception, is the small blue world where the temperature sits gently between freezing and boiling, where gravity is soft, where nothing nearby is trying to stretch you or vaporize you or freeze you solid. The universe isn't frightening because it's cruel. It's frightening because it's indifferent, on a scale we can barely hold in our heads. And the safest, warmest, kindest place we have ever found in all of it is the one you're standing on right now.